Good morning. We will now see how to construct a context-free grammar for given languages. If you remember, a context-free language, a context-free grammar, it takes the form variables, terminals, production symbols together with a start symbol. It is a for you. Now, let us construct grammar for a language which takes A raised to N, B raised to N. Now, you should be making production rules for this. You should be constructing grammar. Now, if you see earlier, we did have grammar E is E plus E. Now, what you should be doing is you should be making these kind of production rules for any given language. Now let's see how we do that. Now for A raised to N, B raised to N, it means the language will consist of strings like AB or AA, BB, and so on. Now the easiest way to construct grammar for a given language is you can try drawing the parse tree. And from the parse tree, you can write the grammar or vice versa, whichever you feel easy and comfortable. Now, you can have a start symbol called S. So if you look here, the beginning and the ending, it should be an AB. Okay, you take any kind of a string, the beginning and the ending, it should be an AB. In between, you can have, again, A's and B's. Okay, so you can have it like this. In between, again, you will have A and B. So this is how the parse tree will look like. And if you are planning to end it up, you can either end it up with together with AB. Okay, now imagine you can write your grammar like this. S is nothing but A S B. It is recursive. It goes on recursive, recursive, recursive. And then you should always have a stopping condition. You should have a stopping condition. The stopping condition over here is AB. So this is a very simple grammar. So let's try proving everything. Imagine you want to prove AB. You want to derive AB. You can directly go, S is nothing but AB. That's it. Imagine you want to go for AABB. S is ASB. S is AB. Okay, AABB. Imagine you want to go for triple AB. You can go S is ASB. S is again an ASB, and then AB. So on. So you think of any string which comes under this particular language, this grammar works perfectly fine. This is one way. Try imagine making a parse tree out of imagination, and then you can come back, or the other way around. So we'll see a few interesting problems. Now the next one: A raised to N, B raised to 2N, which means for each A, you should have 2 B's. Okay. For each A, you should have 2 B's. Or you can go very simple. It should start with an A and end up with 2 B's. It should start with an A and end up with 2 B's. It is almost similar to your previous one. It is almost similar to your previous one. You can think it like this. You can start. It ends up with 2 B's. In between, you'll go on repeating the same. You will go on repeating the same. A is BB. And then if you want to stop, what you can do is you can stop it with not an AB, instead with a A double B. So you can write it like this. S is ASBB. And for stopping, you will have AB. Let's quickly prove it. ABB. Yeah. So this is my grammar. ABB. Yeah, that's it. I took the second proof. Prove the Second one, AA4B. Okay, so S is ASBB, ABB. Okay, so I get AA followed by 4 B's proved. Okay, so anything which satisfies this particular language can be proved with this grammar. Now we'll try constructing a palindrome. Palindromes are very interesting to construct context-free grammars. As you all know, palindromes will take the pattern word followed by word transpose, where word can be anything which has a combination of A's and B's. Okay. Now let's think logically. Let us think logically. Now, imagine you have a word starting with A. If it should be a palindrome, the ending should also be A. Or if it starts in B, the ending should also be A. Okay? In between, you can have again the same thing, recursive, recursive, recursive again. So now when I think of the language, I can go like this. If it starts with A, it should end with B. If it starts with B, it should end with B. Okay, so let me just think of a simple palindrome like this. A, B, A, B. Okay, so let me try doing it. S is starting with A. If it starts with A, it should end with A. Here, if it starts with B, because the next one is B, it should end with B. Okay, next it is AA. Okay, if it starts with A, it should end with A. Or this I can say it can be epsilon. Or this can be either epsilon, or it can be an A, or it can be anything. It can be anything. So this can be either an A or a B or an epsilon. Okay, if it starts with A, it should end with an A. If it starts with B, it should end with a B. Or the end can be anything. So this is how you construct a palindrome. Now, palindrome, you can go for many variations, like even length palindrome. Even length palindrome means if you have AB, you should be having just BA. This is odd level. This is odd level. Okay, odd length. Odd length palindrome means where I go wrong here. This is an even length palindrome, and this is an odd length palindrome. So we'll go for the same rules. If it starts with A, it should end with A. If it starts with B, it should end with B. Because it is an even length palindrome, you should not be having anything in between. Right? So you can say S is epsilon. Okay, so let's try doing this. If it starts with A, it ends with A, and then you have a B, B is B. See, you should not be having anything over here. This should not give birth to an A or B. Because the moment it gives birth to an A or B, it goes into an odd length palindrome. So epsilon proved. So this would be the reverse. The next question will be the reverse. Yeah. If it starts with A, it should end with A. If it starts with B, it should end with B. But in between, you should have something. You should have something. So you can either have a B, you can either have an A, or you can have a B. Odd length palindrome. Okay, so let's do that. It starts with an A. So I have this. The next is a B. So this cannot be epsilon. If I go for epsilon, it goes evenly. So what do I have over here? A proved. Even length palindrome and odd length This is a variation of a palindrome. Okay, like you can have a palindrome like this. This is what the language means. A word followed by C and then the word transpose, which means A B B C B B A. This is possible. A B C B triple A. See, word transpose, word word transpose. In between, you can have a C. Okay, so let's see how you construct the context-free grammar for this. It follows the same logic. It follows the same logic of your palindromes. Okay, so we'll go. If it starts with A, it should end with an A. If it starts with B, it should end with a B. Okay, if it starts with an A, it should end with an A. If it starts with a B, it should end with a B. And in between, what should be there? In between, you should have a C. Okay, so I just write the grammar. If it starts with an A, it should end with an A. If it starts with a B, it should end with a B. Or it can be a C. Because C alone, this is also possible. Because I have star over here, any occurrences. So nothing C, nothing, that is also possible. You take any combination. Let's check this. S starts with an A, then you start with a B, then again you start with a B, and then you have a C for this. Similarly, you can even prove this. So that is how you do a palindrome, which has a particular string or a set of characters in between. Okay, now we'll go for another grammar. A raised to N, B raised to M, C raised to N, which means you can have the number of A's and the number of C's should be the same. And then B, you're not bothered. B, any number of B's can happen. Any number of B's can happen. So you can have something like this. Triple A, triple B, the stack will take care of that. And then in between, sorry, not triple A, triple B, triple A, 4 A's, 4 C's, A raised to 4. Okay, so the stack will take care of the number of A's and C's. In between B's, you are not bothered how to label it. Okay, so let's try building up a grammar for it. If it starts with A, it should end up with an A. If it starts with A, it should end up with an A. So let's try doing it. A, S, C. Okay, you can go on having it. You can go on having any number of A's and C's. Now, you need to stop it. You need to stop because or else it will go on and on. Now, you can have B's. B's can be any number. You can have at least one B or any number of B's. So to stop that, you can have something like, you need a B in between. So, I'll just write over here. It can either be A, C. For going on repeating this structure, for going on repeating A's and C's, you have this structure. Now you want B's. You want B's happening. B's, as I told you, you can have at least one or any number of B's. So, let's write what is A. A is nothing but B. Okay. So here I can have my B. The moment I want to get a B, I write AAC. One B. But as I told you, B's can go on repeating. B's can go on repeating. B's can go on repeating. So I'll just simply write over here BA. So that B's can go on repeating. Now let's try proving it. We'll try proving this. 4A, 4C, and 2B. S. Okay, 3 A's, 3 C's done. Now, I just need one more A and C, and then I should go to my B family. So, the moment I want to go there, I write A, C. Okay, and then A will be nothing but, I'll just continue writing A over here. So A will be nothing but B, A, because I want 2 B's. So I'll get 4 A's, 2 B's, and then my 4 C's. A raised to N, B raised to M. A raised to N, B raised to M, C raised to M, D raised to N. Okay, so something like this. The number of A's and B's should be equal. So the number of A's and B's should be equal. The number of B's and the number of C's, they should be equal. So this is a pattern which can come up with this particular graph. This is a component of a language like this. Number of A's and B's are equal. Number of B's and C's are equal. So we'll quickly do it. The moment you have a D, the moment you have an A, you should have a D. Okay. So it is actually a modification of this particular graph. The moment you have an A, you will have a D. Okay. So the moment you have an A, you will have a D. You can go on. You can go on. But at the point of time, you will want to stop. Okay. So this is satisfied. This is also satisfied. My 2 A's and my 2 D's have come. Now I need to move on. Life needs to move on to a families of B's and C's, which means you need to stop to be safe. Okay. Now, the moment you want to stop it, you can go for AAD, just as we did previously. AAD. You want to terminate. You want to terminate your A and D business. Okay. So my 3 A's and my 3 D's are done. Now, what is my A? I need to now focus on my B's and C's. Whenever I have a B, I should have a C. Whenever I have a B, I should have a C. This can go on. This can go on. This can go on. Yeah, it can go on until I finish off with a B and C. Yeah, so this is the grammar for A raised to N, B raised to M, C raised to M, D raised to M. So I recommend try drawing a tree and then build up the grammar, because I feel that is easier. That is easier to imagine when you can terminate and all that. Okay, we'll go for another one. A raised to N, B raised to N, which means like this. The A's and B's will be equal. C raised to M, D raised to M. Like 2 C's, 2 B's. The number of A's and B's are equal. The number of C's and D's are equal. Look here. Contrary to the other problems, interestingly, this has come together. N's have come together. M's have come together. Earlier, we didn't have that kind of a flow. So, we'll just take this as, 1 and this as another one. Let's say, just give some names like, S and R. This is S part and this is R part. So, what we'll do is we'll construct different things for S and R, and then not S, we'll go for P and Q. So, S is nothing but P followed by Q. And now we will write a P part. P part is nothing. Whenever you have an A, you should have a B. Whenever you have an A, you should have a B. That's it. C raised to M, D raised to M. That is my what part? My Q part. Whenever you have a CP, whenever you have a C, you should have a D. And then you end up with your C. That's it. Let's try doing it. Triple A, triple D. Okay. So S is nothing but P and Q. Okay. So P is what? A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay. Because now you accidentally wrote one more level. That's why I did that. A. Yeah. So my A, B's are done. And then here you will write similarly for your C's and D's. I'll do that. Q is what? C, Q, D. Q is what? C, D. That's it.